My people, gather round, oh, old listeners. Welcome back. I salute you. New friends, I clap for you. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Click that red button now so that stories like this will never pass you by. And for those who always return to listen, God bless you. You would never lack gist in your life. Amen. Hey, okay. Today's story comes from Enugu land, where one man thought he was wise. He thought he could marry two wives, hide one inside a golden cage, and still enjoy peace in his home. But as the elder says, a man who carries two pots of soup on one hand must be careful before both pots break and his clothes smell of palm oil. Now listen well, because what I'm about to tell you is bitter, sweet, and very educative. Once upon a time, in the busy streets of Enugu, there lived a man named Obinna. He was tall, handsome, and well spoken. And when he walked into a place, people would whisper, "That man has made it." Obinna was married to his first wife, Ngozi, and Ngozi was the definition of wife material: caring, hardworking, and beautiful without noise. She was the mother of his three children, and together they lived in a modest flat in New Haven, Enugu. Now, my people, you know how men can be. One day, temptation knocked on Obina's door. He went for a business meeting, and that was where he met Chiamaka. Hmm. Chiamaka was not just beautiful. She had the kind of beauty that confused a man's sense. Her eyelashes long like broom, and nails shining like mirror, and her voice soft like hot akara in cold weather. Obina told himself, it's just more friendship, no harm. Well, my people, the same way fire starts with one small spark is the same way a whole forest burns down. Before long, friendship turned into something else. They began to meet secretly in restaurants, in hotels, in corners where the eyes of Ngozi could not reach. One day, Chiamaka came with news. She said, "Obim, I am carrying your child." Obinna nearly dropped his phone. His heart jumped like generator without fuel. He begged her to remove it, but she refused. "Remove kwa? Never. You must marry me. I will not raise this child. It's a shame. If you abandon me, the whole Enugu will hear." Ha, my people, what will a man do when his secret is about to become public disgrace? Obinna was afraid. Instead of confessing to his wife, he chose the crooked path. He secretly rented Chiamaka a big apartment in Independence Layout. Not just any apartment, though, furnished with new chairs, fine curtains, plasma television, and imported kitchen utensils. But to do this, he denied his first family food. He lied to Ngozi business was hard, that he was broke. Meanwhile, he was saving money for Chiamaka's golden cage. Ngozi would sometimes look at him and wonder, is this the same man I married? Why is money suddenly scarce? Why is he always claiming to travel for meetings? But like many patient wives, he endured. Obinna, meanwhile, lived a double life. By day, he was the responsible husband at home. By night, he was the romantic lover boy in Chiamaka's apartment. He lied that he had business trips. He lied that he had night meetings. But my people, a man who juggled two calabashes of palm wine will surely spill one on the ground. It wasn't long before Obinna began to feel the weight of his actions. Money was leaking from his pockets like water from a broken bucket. For every 3 months of food and school fees that Ngozi and her children needed, Chiamaka demanded the same in 1 month. She wanted shopping money, maternity gowns, new wigs, and small allowance for baby preparation. One day, in his frustration, Obinna said, "Chiamaka, Can't you at least find a job to help us? Something small, even if it is online business? Chiamaka flared up like kerosene on fire. With this pregnancy, you want me to lose this baby? You want to kill your child? Obina swallowed his words. He carried his cross in silence. But the thought of his friend's warning began to haunt him. Don't be surprised if that baby is not even yours. My people, from that day, sleep became a stranger to Obina. Do you know what it means to live in lies? It is like cooking soup without Maggi. No matter how you stir it, the taste will expose you. That was how Obina's life became. Ngozi, his true wife, noticed his tired face, his excuses, and his new habit of locking his phone with double passwords. She didn't fight him, but she stored everything in her heart. One evening, Obina came home late, his shirt smelling faintly of feminine perfume. Ngozi smiled and said, Nna, welcome. You have traveled again. Our calmness frightened him more than anger, but he waved it away and entered the bathroom. Meanwhile, Chiamaka was enjoying a queenly life. She boasted to her friends, Obinna is mine. He cannot leave me. Even if his wife suspects, she cannot touch me. I'm carrying his hair. But as the elder says, a thief may own the night, but the money belongs to the owner of the house. Months later, Chiamaka gave birth to a bouncing baby boy. Obina was there at the hospital, carrying his child proudly, though fear still lived inside him. Everyone congratulated him, but inside his heart, he remembered his friend's word. Don't be surprised if that baby is not even yours. The thought refused to leave his mind. It sat there like a stubborn tenant who refused to pay rent. So, Obinna devised a secret plan. He quietly took the child for a DNA test. He didn't tell Chiamaka. He didn't tell Ngozi. He didn't tell anybody. He just waited. When the result came, it was like thunder struck his ears. The child was not his. My people, imagine all the money, all the lies, all the suffering wasted. Obina confronted Chiamaka one evening. He entered a furnished apartment, slammed the result paper on the table, and shouted, Chiamaka, explain this. Whose child is this? Chiamaka looked at him calmly, without shame. Well, I thought you wouldn't take me seriously after I found out you were married. Obina staggered. You knew I was married? Of course, she replied, adjusting her wig. A week after we started dating, I knew, but I didn't think it would get serious, so I kept seeing someone else. Obina's mouth hung open like a calabash. So this whole time, you were playing me. She shrugged. What do you want me to say? You were giving me money. My boyfriend needed it for business. I helped him with your money. Is it my fault you were foolish? My people, if shame could kill, Obina would have died that day. He looked around the apartment, the curtains, the chairs, the TV, even the kitchen spoons, all bought with his sweat. That was when anger boiled in him. He called movers immediately. Every chair, every curtain, every bedspread, every spoon. He carried them out and moved them to his main house. Stay here with your child and your lies is part. When your rent expires, you will know the meaning of foolishness. Now, this is where the comedy of life entered the story. When the movers brought all the furniture to his main house, Ngozi was outside, watching. She folded her arms, looked at the familiar curtains, and asked calmly, Ah, Obinna, so you have divorced our wife. Isn't it the same furniture you bought for her? Obinna froze. His legs shook. His wife knew all along. Ngozi continued. Do you think women are blind? You men forget. We don't need to check your phones. We see it in your eyes, in your footsteps, in your excuses. We always know. Obina's mouth went dry. He realized he had been living with a wise woman who simply chose peace over drama. But, my people, this is how many men fall. They think they are smart, but a woman's instinct is sharper than the edge of a brand new razor blade. Obina nearly lost everything: his wife, his children, his dignity, and his money, all because of one careless decision. He confessed everything to Ngozi, begged for forgiveness, and swore never to cheat again. Ngozi, being a woman of wisdom, forgave him but did not forget. She told him plainly, Obina, let this be your last foolishness. If you ever bring another woman into this marriage, you will not even need DNA test before you know you're finished. From that day, Obinna strengthened his life. He learned to focus on his real family. He cut off temptation and to respect the blessing he already had. But even years later, one question haunted him. How do women always know when their husbands are cheating? Is it instinct? Is it spirit? Or were they simply born detectives? And so, my people, the story ends. A man who tries to carry two calabashes of soup on one head will surely spill both. A man who cheats forget that the sweetness of stolen meal lasts only a moment, but the stomach ache can last a lifetime. As for Obina, he survived, but not without scars. He learned that women are never truly blind and secrets always come to light. Let this story be a warning. Never destroy your house while trying to build another in secret. Hey, my people, that is the tale for today. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Returning subscriber, I greet you specially. You are the reason these tales continue. For the new ones, welcome to the family. Story will never finish in this land, so stay tuned.